Alright, once again, we are here for another video for another topic on weeks 5 and 6 of quarter 2 with the topics deriving the law of exponents or derives the law of exponents. Second, division of polynomials, and third one on the week 6 is the product of polynomials. So remember that on our printed modules, I have arranged it in a flow of division of polynomials. Next is deriving the law of polynomials or exponents, and third is the product of polynomials. But anyways, we have the same discussion. So let's proceed. By the way, my name is Sir Jimmy or Hell, your mathematics teacher. Alright, on week 5 of quarter 2, the first topic we're going to discuss is about how to derive the law of exponent or laws of exponent. So instructions on answering your module, we can see here instructions: do not write anything on the worksheet or worksheets. Use another sheet of paper or papers or yellow pad for your answer or answers. Okay, what is an exponent? So an exponent is a symbol or a small number written on the right side of a coefficient or base. On our previous discussion, previous modules, we have discussed already what are coefficients or base. It tells how many times you multiply the coefficient or base by itself. It is called the power or indices. When you come across the expression 3 squared, 3 with a power of 2 na sa babaw jutay or upper right sa 3, here we say that 3 is the base and 2 is the exponent. Again, 3 here is the base and 2 is the exponent, which means 3 times 3 is equal to 9. So atong gikaduha si 3. Ug unsay number diri ababaw or ang exponent niya, mao po na nga number of times nga atong i-multiply ang base by itself. So 3 squared man, so when we say squared kaduha or 2 ra man na, mo nang 3 times 3, 1 and 2 times. Okay, so that is equal to 9. In algebra, it is written as 3 squared is equal to 3 times 3. So this symbol here, close open parenthesis, is another way of expressing an expression which signifies a multiplication. What we call this, a multiplication operation, or 3 squared minus or 3 squared is equal to 3, or the quantity of 3 times 3, or kaning symbol diri ana sa in between sa duha ka 3 mo na another symbol for multiplication. Both ways are equal to 9. So 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9. Alright, the expression x cubed can be written in expanded form as the quantity of x times x times x, or the quantity of x times x times x, or using dots or operation which is symbol of a dot. Okay, on the table we have comparison kung saan nato pag suwat. 3 squared can be read as 3 squared, or 3 to the power of 2 can be read as 3 squared. 3 with the power of 2, 3 raised to the power of, or 3 raised to the second power, or 3 raised to the power of 2. Okay, pwede rag bisag asa imuhang gamiton ani. You can say 3 raised to the power of 5, or 3 with the power of 5, or 3 to the 5th power. Pwede rag ingon ana. Another is x to the power of 3. Can be read as 3 or x cubed, x with the power of 3, x raised to the power of 3, or x raised to the third power. Okay, parehas ra na og pasabot. Okay, proceed. Next slide. Right, let's have the main course or the main menu of this lesson, the laws of exponents. So first one online is about the multiplication rule. So here is the figure. Ax or a raised to the power of x times a raised to the power of y is equal to a raised to the power of x plus y. So that means nga og multiplication gali ang operation nato diha, or gi-multiply ang duha ka pareha nga base. Parehas man na sila nga a, parehas ra na sila. So ato ra nang i-plus ang exponent kaning naa sa babaw nila. Okay? Parehas gali ang base, i-add ang exponents. That's why we have copy the base and add the exponents x and y. Okay, for example, aron masabdan. Number 1, we have 2 squared times 2 cubed. So notice that we have the same base or coefficient, which is 2, and the exponents here are different. So it doesn't matter kung parehas ra ba ang exponent or dili, basta rita magtanaw sa base. Okay, proceed. Ang mahitabuan atong i-add ang exponents parehas sa atong theorem diri. Okay, proceed. So we copy only one base, which is 2, and add the exponents para mas dali ra pag-solve. So 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. So we have now 2 raised to the power of 5. That is equal to 5 man na diha ang exponent, meaning kalima pud nato i-multiply ang base by itself. So kapila nato i-multiply ang 2 sa isang kaugalingon base sa exponent. O 5 man na, manang 5 po diri 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So diba, 5 kabuok i-multiply or kalima gi-multiply ang 2 by itself. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, that is 2 times 2 4, 4 times 2 8, 8 times 2 16, 16 times 2 is 32. Okay, mao ni atong answer. So next is the quantity of a squared b cubed times the quantity of a raised to the power of 5 times b is equal to, remember, if pareha og base, usaray kopyahon. So ab man na og ab, usaray kopyahon nato diha a and b. And remember the exponents of the same bases. So a og a parehas ra, ato ra nang i-add 2 plus 5 mo ng a raised to the power of 2 plus 5. And on b, i-add ra gihapon 3 plus nung na may 1 diri nasadyok ni wa. Okay, that's correct. Since wa gali suwat nga number diri automatically that is 1. Okay? So that will become a raised to the power of 2 plus 5 times b raised to the power of 3 plus 1. Okay, 3 plus 1 diri 2 plus 5. Okay, that is equal to a raised to the power of 2 plus 5, 7. Check. And b raised to the power of 3 plus 1 is equal to 4. Very good. So remember, in general, the above expression can be expressed in a form of ax plus or a raised to the power of x times a raised to the power of y equals a raised to the power of x plus y for any real numbers a and positive integers x and y. This means if we multiply expressions with the same base, we simply add the exponents and copy the base. Remember, if we multiply expressions with the same base, pareha og base, we simply add the exponents and copy the base. Alright, next, division rule. We have the theorem here. A raised to the power of x divided by a raised to the power of y equals A, so the same ra gyapon. The same base, kopyaon na to. Then, division man ato nang minus ang exponents. So, that will become a raised to the power of x divided by a raised to the power of y is equal to a raised to the power of x minus y, or in the form a raised to x over a raised to y. Okay? Remember, division, pwede na nato in a form of fraction. So, here it is. A raised to the power of x minus y, parehas diri as gibuhat nato, if x is greater than y. And if y is greater than x, mao ni mahitabo. A raised to the power of x over a raised to the power of y is equal to 1 over a raised to the power of y minus x. So diri kani first nga theorem, a raised to the power of x minus y, kana if mas dako ang x, ang value ni x kaysa ni y. Diri if mas dako ang value ni y which found on the denominator, anhin siya ibutang diri. Okay? Mo na nang nabilin diri is 1. Kay gibalhin man ni nato ang numerator diri sa denominator. So naman na nabilin diha 1 mo nang 1 over a raised to the power of y minus x if y is greater than x. Okay, proceed. Example number 1. X raised to the power of 4 over x cubed. So, asa may mas dako nga exponent, numerator or denominator? Okay, numerator. Okay, 4 kaysa sa 3. Alright, proceed. Atong masunod ani is ang kini as we see on the screen. It will become x raised to the power of 4 minus 3. Ato nang i-evacuate si 3 diri as a numerator, atong i-subtract ni 4. Ang nabili nila diri is 1. Sir, dis amang kag 1 na man na dihay numerical coefficient nga 1 automatically niya. So if 1, pwede magdili na nato isuwat. Okay? Let's proceed. So x raised to the power of 4 minus 3 over 1 can be also written as x raised to the power of 4 minus 1. So automatically 1 na gali ang denominator, pwede nagdili isuwat. Okay? It means understandable nga whole number si x, or whole number na ang numerator. Okay? So 4 minus 3 is 1. So it will become x raised to the power of 1 or x. Okay? Understood? Next number, example, x raised to the power of 4 over x raised to the power of 7. So it happens here that the exponent of the denominator is bigger than the exponent of the numerator. Okay? So this will become, alright, so git-transpose, or no, not transpose, atong gibalhin, or aturang ang x raised to the power of 4 or ang exponent aturang naog nga rin sa denominator, kay mas dako si 7 based on the theorem we have given. Okay, so nabilin diri is 1 and over x raised to the power of 7 minus 4, that is equal to 1 over x cubed. Yan naman, 7 minus 4 is 3, and that is read as 1 over x cubed. Okay? Okay, number 3. 4x cubed over 6x raised to the power of 7. So notice that nanatay bigger number than 1 here, 4 and 6. Diri kay upo man makita ang mga numero, no? So din sa number 3 na 4 over 6, and the exponents here, remember nga mas dako ang 7 kaysa 3. So maurge po mahitabo sa number 2. Kaya ang sao man ipag-solve. Alright? So atong ibuhat is 4 and 6 una. So may common factor ni 4 o 6 nga nahimong 2 si 4 and nahimong 3 si 6. Unsa man? Okay, divide ni nato both numerator and denominator by 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2 and 6 divided by 2 is 3. Okay, since ang x raised to the power 7 is bigger than x cubed, atong gibalhin si 3 diri gi-minus. So mo nang hitabo diri Okay. Next, the answer is 2, remaining 2 na sa diha, kopyahon, is equal to 2 over 3x raised to the power of 4. Ganun na 4 man na, 7 minus 3. Okay? Nasabdan mo. Okay, very good. Next, reduce the constants into the lowest terms. Para sa atong ibuhat diri atong i-reduce mo nang nahimo sa 2 over 3. So, thus we have 4 over 6 and 4 and 6 are divisible by 2, so we divide both 4 and 6 by 2. So that's why we have 2 over 3. Okay. In general, the above expressions can be expressed in the form of a raised to the power of x over a raised to the power of y is equal to a raised to the power of x minus y for all integers x and y when x is greater than y, and a is greater than 0, and a raised to the power of x over a raised to the power of y is equal to 1 over a raised to the power of y minus x if y is greater than x. So, mara hinumduman na to. So it means when dividing two exponents with the same base, we only copy the base and subtract the exponents if the greater exponent is in the denominator. Put the difference in the denominator so we may avoid negative exponents. Alright. Okay, next is about power of a power rule. So we have the theorem, the quantity of a raised to x raised to the power of y. So power of a power. So natay exponent diri gi-raise pagazud og usa ka exponent. So unsa may mahitabo ana, nagtapad naman sila. Unsa may kalahian natong gi-plus. Kani gitapad ra na kay wa may lain diri ang di ba plus man to ganina or duha man to a times a. So mo nang or ax times ay. So gi-plus ra x plus y. Ang kani power of a power rule is different. Example, number 1, x or the quantity of x squared raised to the power of 3. So, unsa may mahitabo ani, ingon ani ang sila. Okay? Atong gitagsa-tagsa, kaya diba, og pilay exponent niya, remember, grouping symbol ni, dili sa ni nato, kung kagon kani sa unahon nato sa duwas. So, meaning, ang kani usa ka grupo, katuluon na to multiply by itself, so x squared times x squared times x squared. So that is why we have the same base x, gibungkag ra na to ha, gitagsa-tagsa ron mas masabtan. So we have x, usara kopyahon ng usa, then add na nato tagsa-tagsa. That's why we have 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 6, or x raised to the power of 6. Okay? Or x raised to the power of 2 raised to the power of 3, ato ra nang gi multiply na raman ay sayo, no? So multiply na nato, x raised to the power of 2 times 3 is 6. Dili na tamag ingon ani taas ka nga solution, so ato ra nang directly multiply if that is power of a power rule. Nagtapad gali ng exponent, i-multiply na dayon. Okay? Next, in general, the above expression can be expressed in the form of the quantity of a raised to the power of x raised to the power of y is equal to a raised to the power of x times y or xy, where a, x, and y are any positive integer. When we say integer, whole number. Okay, to simplify, we need to multiply x and y and copy a, which is the base. Okay, next, power of a product rule. Kadto ganina power of a power rule kani power of a product. Okay. So we have the quantity of a b raised to the power of x is equal to a raised to the power of x times b raised to the power of x. So meaning gitagsa-tagsa na natong distribute. So a i-distribute si x ni a and x ni b, or the quantity of a raised to the power of m times b raised to the power of n. Supposedly or supposing na ay laing exponent diri mo ng m ug n. Ato ra nang i-denote og letters. This is the theorem. Raised to the power of x. So mahitabo i-distribute gihapon nato. So magtapad man gihapon na i-add or i-multiply. Okay, ato i-multiply a raised to the power of m times x. Ano si mahitabo. Then b raised to the power of n times x. Mo nay nahitabo. That is equal to a raised to the power of m x times b raised to the power of n x. Okay, example, or for any real numbers a and b and any positive integers m, n, and x, it means to raise each factor inside the parenthesis to the given exponent outside the parenthesis. Okay, example, aron mas masabtan. The quantity of 2a raised to the power of 7 raised to 3, i-raise ni nato dinhi kada usa nila by 3. Mo tong gibuhat nato diri i-distribute ra ang exponents to exponents mo nang gi-multiply ang kada exponents. Okay. 2 mahimon as jang 2 cube distribute man ka. So 2 cube times the quantity of a raised to 7 times 3. Butangan po na itong 3 diri Okay, distribute man tagsa-tagsa. Kung dili nimo i-appeal si a raised to 7 maghilak unsa. Okay, mo nang patas dapat. Alright, so 2 raised to cube, meaning katuluon na itong multiply ang base, which is 2 by itself. Kay 3 man na, mga katulo, 2 times 2 times 2. Alright, so another is nagtapad man na base sa power of power rule 7 ug 3 i-multiply kay nagtapad man ang duha ka exponents mo nitimanan ha. So mahimo na ng a raised to 7 times 3, that is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Okay, so 2 times 2 4 times 4 times 2 is 8. Ang kani 7 times 1 is 21. So manay nahitabo diri that's why we have the final answer of 8a raised to the power of 21. Masabdan? Okay, proceed number 2. The quantity of x squared y raised to the power of 5 raised to the power of 4. So, multiply na po natin sa tagsa para sa itong ibuhat dire. Okay? Tagsaon. So, x squared raised to 4, y raised to 5 raised to 4. So, mahimo na ng 2 times 4 is x raised to the power of 2 times 4 and y raised to the power of 5 times 4. That is equal to 2 times 4 is 8 and 5 times 4 is 20. So, our final answer is x raised to the power of 8 times y, or x raised to 8 y raised to 20. Alright, next is the power of a fraction rule. Okay, the theorem here is the quantity of a raised to the power of m over b raised to the power of n raised to the power of p is equal to the quantity of a raised to the power of m raised to the power of p over b raised to the power of n raised to the power of p. So, simply, gibungkag ra na to na muna siya. Then, tagsa-tagsa na to o grouping symbol. So, moro gihapong style sa previous nga rule. But this one is the power of a fraction. Kato is product man to, meaning multiply kani divide. Okay, for all real numbers a and b and any positive integers m, n, and p, it means to raise each factor in both numerator and denominator inside the parenthesis to the given exponent outside the parenthesis. So, muna sa itong ibuhat. Example, aron masabtan. The quantity of x cubed or x squared over x raised to the power of 5 raised to the power of 4. Tagsa-tagsar gyapon. Distribute nimo diha, distribute nimo diri sa denominator. So, this will become x raised to the power of 2 times 4 over y raised to the power of 5 times 4. So, sayon ra. Next, atong i-multiply. 2 times 4 is 8, 5 times 4 is 20. So, we have the answer of x raised to the power of 8 over y raised to the power of 20. Okay. Number 2, the same. The quantity of 2x squared over 3y raised to the power of 5 raised to the power of 3. So, distribute tagsa-tagsan nila. So, ni 2, ni x, ni 3, o ni y. So, yun na ra. Okay? So, next. The solution. Ano yung gisulti? 2. Atong ang 3, ang cube, atong ibutang ni 2. So, munang 2 raised to the power of 3 and x squared raised to the power of 3. Ato lamang gisudog grouping symbols para mas masabtan. So, ingon ana o na to pag-solve. Alright. Next is the quantity of 3 raised to the power of 3 and times the quantity of y raised to the power of 5 raised to the power of 3. Next is simplify na to. Katuloon si 2 and kani kay nagtapad man, shortcut na dito. 2 times 3. This one katuloon po si 3 pag multiply by itself. This one is multiply ra gyapon kay tapad ra man. So here it is. Katuloon ni si 2 ha, which is the base. Base pod sa exponent. 2 times 2 times 2. And 3 times 3 times 3. And si x raised to the power of 2 times 3. Shortcut na dito. And here, the same 5 times 3. So y raised to the power of 5 times 3 is equal to 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8. Then x raised to the power of 2 times 3 is 6. So we have 8x raised to the power of 6. And 3 times 3, 9 times 3, 27. 5 times 3 is 15. So 27y raised to the power of 15. Okay, sayon ra. So, padayon ta. Next is zero exponent. Kani ang pinaka sayon. Wala na naman ako explain giun sa pagkuha ni. Pero I guess that this explains sufficiently. So a raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So remember, mag 0 gali ang exponent, the answer is always 1. Again, if the exponent is 0, the answer is always, dito na mausob, always 1. So in general, the above expression for any non-zero number a, this means that any expressions when raised to 0 is always equal to 1. Okay, example. X raised to the power of 0. So na, the value ang x. So na, agyapon. So, 0 man na, that means 1. Okay? Number 2. Pila man eh? 10,000 raised to the power of 0. That is equal to 1. So, 1 do not permi. Basta 0 ang exponent. Example, may yung mama. Imong bound 500. Sa matan man, kay math major or teacher, 500 raised to the power of 0. What is the answer? 500 raised to the power of 0 is? Okay, very good. 1. 1 ay mapalit og piso. Okay, number 3. The quantity of x, y, z raised to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, lisod ka dyan, no? So, proceed. Negative exponent. So, the theorem here is x raised to the power of negative, or a raised to the power of negative x is equal to 1 over a raised to the power of x. Nganong nahitabo maning naaman siya sa denominator, nga numerator man ni diri. Okay, ingon ani. if negative gani ang exponent niya, example is 1, negative x, mahimo ni siya in the form of 1 over a raised to the power of x. So, ato ning i-1 over the expression para mahimo ning positive. So, integers with negative exponents can be expressed as the above expression for any integers n. This means when the expression contains negative exponent, it can be written in its reciprocal. The word is reciprocal, reciprocate, gibali, and the exponent becomes positive. So this one naman ay 1 diha, diba, kay whole number man na. Nani 1 diri over. So imaginary na sa diha. So atong gi-reciprocal, reciprocate na to na baylo ang 1 na nas babaw, and this becomes or this makes the exponent positive mo ni siya. Okay? Example. Number 1, x raised to the power of negative 3. This will become 1 over x raised to the power of positive 3. Okay, number 2, 2a raised to the power of negative 3. Remember, 2 and a, dili na sila parehas og exponent. So, na-exponent diri si 2 ng 1, diri si a is negative 3. So, pangutana, maapil ba si 2 kabalhin or ka-reciprocate? No. So, pabilin na siya sa numerator and a transfers to denominator and the exponent will be positive. So, that will become 2 times 1. This man is 1. Tapad man na ni a diha. Or, yes, kaning 1 diri Dini kani. So, naman ni 1 diri, gi-reciprocal na to mo ng 2 times 1 all over ni a. Si a ray nadagit pa dong ubos or denominator. So, a raised to the power of positive 3 na siya. And is-simplify na to, 2 raised to 2 times 1 is equal to 2 over a raised to the power of 3. Pwede pa ba ni mo simplify? Dili na. Mao na ni siya answer na to. Alright? Next is number 3. X raised to the power of 4 over y raised to the power of negative 5. So, this case, ang naay negative na exponent is naa na daan sa denominator. So, reciprocate gyapon. Ug asa si Japadong, ibalhin na nato sa babaw. Ug ikan sa babaw, ibalhin na to sa ubos. Okay? Same ra. So, si x raised to the power of 4, pabilin na siya. So, kani mabilin. Okay? So, this will become x raised to 4, pabilin na siya diha, numerator. Ibalhin na to. That makes the sign of the exponent here of y becomes positive 5 and over 1. Napabilin ng 1 diha, of course. So, simplify na to. 1 naman na ang nabilin. That means whole number na siya. So, x raised to the power of 4, y raised to the power of 5. Okay, understood? So, in here, activity of week 5, please read the instructions carefully. This one, please show your solutions in a whole sheet of paper. It's either yellow pad or white pad or intermediate pad or bond paper. Nara na ninyo. So, please do not forget to write your name, year, and section. Kaya importante tao na. Dili taon mo na natin na si ma'am o si sir. Okay? Bisayaon, isuwat ang kompleto nga solusyon kada number kay mao kini kuhaan o basehan sa puntos or points. On this activity, simplify the expressions below by applying the appropriate rule naman na sinyong module. Pwede ninyo tan-awon or reset para na mo'y guide. So, in here, this is supposedly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm sorry. So, what ma-edit, no? So, na automatic ra siya o kuan kay na bot kun sa ni automatic ra nga na-drag raang sa bullets. So I'm sorry for this one. So supposedly this is A or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So given na ang answer diri ang injoharang isuwat or injohang paningkamutan og solve is ang solution. Giunsa ni pagkuha nga x raised to the power of 10. Sa number 2 or letter C, giunsa ni nga a raised to the power of 5. And on the number 3 or letter D, giunsa ni nga na c raised to 30. And E sa number 5, giunsa ni nga result nga 16y raised to the power of 24, so on and so forth. Note, answers are given for your reference. Mao ni injohang tamdanan aron pagkuha sa solution. Kinahanglan again is solve, pag-adyo isuwat ang solution completely. Your task is to show you the solution of each expression. So this is for week 5 on the topic of deriving the laws of exponent. So make sure dili ang ginikanan mo solve kamo mismo kay mag-unsa ra man dakog score ug way sud ang uto. Okay. All right, on test B we have identify the appropriate laws of exponent to be applied in simplifying the given exponential expressions below. Numbers 2 and 4 are done for you, then answer the remaining numbers. So don't worry, the points on here 2 and 4 will still be yours. So bonus na sila. Yung identify ang 1, 3 and 5. Okay, proceed to the next topic, which is the division of polynomials.